Despite what happened last time, I still came to the hospital to check on Aaron. Abigail was at his side most of the time, and it was almost impossible to find any alone time with him, but I didn't want to lose hope that I would eventually have a chance. After all, the only person who was really going to correct his memories was me. Abigail was perfectly happy to pull him deeper into her spider's webs. I wasn't surprised to find Abigail in Aaron's room when I walked inside, but I couldn't help but frown when I saw her holding his hand. It was more her words that bothered me, though. She was flirting with him shamelessly. I listened to her words for just a few moments before I started to doubt why I had come. I didn't know if he really needed me there. He was smiling and looking perfectly happy to be with her, flirting right back. The forwardness I saw was something we'd never had, since we were always more considerate of each other's feelings. I'm not liking this right now, not gonna lie. We were serious. We didn't want to be fake or cliche. But that was the Aaron I knew and loved. My Aaron. The Aaron I was seeing now, though it pained me to say it, Abigail's Aaron. I knew that she would have the advantage with him since she had much more time on her hands to come visit him. Because of my job, I couldn't be at his side nearly as much as she could be. I was there for him as much as I possibly could be, but that still wasn't enough. I took a deep breath and looked one more time at his smiling face and the happiness reflected in his eyes before shaking my head and leaving without going inside. At that moment, I didn't have a place in there or with him. I found myself wondering if he really would have a better life with Abigail. I'm gonna buy this. Sorry, I'm speed reading. The sight of the plushie gave me a brilliant idea. I bought it, then set straight out for the hospital. I found Abigail standing outside his door when I arrived, which was a sure sign of nothing good. Aaron's sleeping. Don't disturb him. Good morning to you too, Abigail. I brought a present for him. What is it? I took the plushie out of the bag and showed it to her. I know what's coming. It's Akinata. He was Aaron's favorite manga character when he was little. He said he read every chapter of the books and watched every single episode of the anime. It really meant a lot to him. I don't trust her. I'm doing it. I really don't think he needs some silly little toy. Let him rest. Don't worry, I'll be quiet. What? Yes. Success. Sorry. Before she had time to react, I pushed her aside and quickly walked into the room. I was careful to ensure the door didn't make any noise, and walked over to his bedside lightly. He was sleeping, his expression peaceful. I put the plushie down next to him, but to my surprise his eyes fluttered open. "Amy?" "Aaron, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up." He blinked and became more alert. As his gaze fell on the plushie on the bed, his eyes lit up instantly. "Akinara. You remember him?" "Of course. Did you get this for me, Amy?" "Yes, I saw it in the store and remembered he was your favorite." "Wow, thank you so much. I can't tell you how happy this makes me." I am so happy right now. You have no idea. Oh my god. Finally. Finally. Okay. Standing forgotten in the doorway, Abigail looked furious. I really don't care right now. Yes. Picking up a picking up a romance book was a very good move. He loved it, and he's eager to listen to more stories from me. Didn't write much today. At least what I wrote is good, I think. It's about time. This ought to be good. He really liked the book I brought him. We talked about the story and the characters, just like old times. Yes, this was a very nice story. You can make a video game based on it. Hmm, there's nothing new out. No interesting books, no comments on my blog. Oh, this is different. Hmm. I was at the library browsing through the books when I wandered over to the romance section. It was a nice break just to look around and read all the different titles. I walked up and down the rows of books, smiling fondly when I remembered the various familiar titles. I stopped when a particularly memorable title caught my eye. It had more significance than all the others, and there was no mistaking it for anything else. Three Faiths by Nora Roberts. That's a good one. This book, Aaron got it for me. I kept my voice to a whisper when I spoke. The thought was bittersweet, but I smiled slightly nevertheless. Aaron had bought me a copy of the book for me after we gotten together for a month. It had been such a pleasant surprise that he remembered Nora Roberts was my favorite romance author. I grabbed the book off the shelf, gathered my things, and went over to the front desk to check it out. I went straight to the hospital, and it didn't take long before I found myself in a now familiar hallway outside Aaron's room. There was no sign of Abigail, and I would be lying if I said I wasn't relieved, but instead I found Osher in Aaron's room. It looked like they were having a somewhat serious conversation, since the topic died as soon as I walked in. Good afternoon. Hello. Hi, Amy. I shook Osher's hand and smiled politely before turning to Aaron. Did you like the books I brought the other day? Yeah, thanks. Abigail already read one of them to me. It was great. I'm glad to hear it. I have another one for you. I handed the book to him, my smile never fading. He took it and examined the cover curiously, flipping it over to read the summary on the back. What is that? Yep. It's a nice book I thought Aaron might remember. I gently placed my hand over his, and he smiled with a nod. Asher looked at me a bit suspiciously, but remained silent. We both waited for a few minutes as Aaron read. He flipped the first page and read over the next few. We waited in silence, but there was no look of recognition on his face. No! Sorry, I don't remember it. And, to be honest, it doesn't seem very interesting. Well, I've got to go home now, but I'll come see you tomorrow. I look forward to it. I'll see you too soon. Bye. I felt disappointed that he didn't remember, and saddened that he wasn't even interested in reading it. I had been hopeful of that one, since the book had once meant so much to him. So many feels right now. Aw. After the first few pages, I just couldn't force myself to go on. Better try to do something else. Well, I'm gonna end this episode here. Let's hope things get better from here on out.